Thank you, and welcome to the Speak for Yourself debates. We're going to find out who's got the strongest argument, who can make the argument the most passionately, the most rationally, who can sway people's minds. And we're starting off this morning with a fantastic subject. The subject is, are faith schools still relevant in a secular society? Are they relevant in a secular society? And we've got two fantastic speakers who are going to start us off. On my right, we've got Hermela from Birmingham, who's going to be saying yes to that proposition. They are still relevant. Whereas on my left, I've got Myra, and Myra's from Coventry, and Myra's actually going to be saying no, they're really not. And I've got a fantastic audience who are actually going to be participating in this and sharing their wisdom on it. So who is going to win? The for or the against? We've got a mystery judge who's going to come forward later and make a decision. But let's start with Hermela. Hermela, come up and tell us why it's a good idea in a secular society to have faith schools.
Hello, I'm Hermela, and I think faith schools are very relevant in today's society because I do not agree that we are really a secular society. One thing we do forget is that in faith schools, we don't just teach one faith. We do learn about different faiths and different cultures to really enrich people's minds and open their minds up to what other faiths learn. For example, I personally go to a Catholic school, and we do have quite a large majority of Muslims, and they do have a chance to speak up about their faith, as well as us enriching them and making them know about what we believe. Faith schools provide a moral compass for today's society. People who don't really associate themselves with a particular faith do hold certain morals that certain faiths teach. For example, a lot of people would say that killing is wrong. And where does that come from? That comes from the Bible. So today we cannot say that they're irrelevant because we need faith for people to know, to have a clear distinction between right and wrong.
A convincing argument, or was it? Let's hear from Myra from Coventry to find out why they're not such a good idea. Myra.
Well, my name is Myra, and I believe that faith schools are not the answer to secular society because faith schools, they impose a religion on you. So a Catholic school, you are made to believe this. You are made to attend a mass. You are made to read Bibles which you don't even believe in. You are made to attend these services which you have no idea about because they're not part of your religion. Even if you don't have a religion, you maybe have other sort of cultural ideas which you want to express instead of having to be forced to attend these church services. And also I believe that faith schools, they do not open the doors for other religions because they have a strong view on just one religion, and they impose this one religion on you, and they do not open the doors for other beliefs and other ideologies, and they only teach a certain number of these different religions. There's thousands and thousands of religions which non-faith schools do teach, and they express different like religions and ideas such as atheism and agnosticism, which are not taught in Catholic schools or other faith schools, and that's why I believe that faith schools are not relevant today in secular society.
Yeah, well done. Thank you very much. So, did Myra convince you? Or were you kind of going the way that Hermela was taking you? Let's hear from you in the audience. So hands up, please, for comments about whether we think there's still relevance for faith schools in a secular society. Hands up and the mic will come to you. Let's see. Gentleman over here. So when the mic comes to you, stand up. Thank you.
I'd like to refute the point that the moral compass comes from religion, because whilst it is there in the Bible, the Torah, the Quran, any different holy text which does have these views and standards of moral compass, would you say that it's only that's where we get it from? I'd say otherwise, because I've never been one in a faith school, I've never picked up a Bible or any religious text, but I still have a strong moral compass against killing. It's in the law, it's in everyday life.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, let's take another point from the floor. We'll take a couple of questions, I think, first, and then we'll come back to our two speakers to see if they can answer some of the points you've made. So being kind and not killing people is not down to religion. It's down to humanity, perhaps. Other comments or questions from the floor? I'd love to see a forest of hands up. A forest.
I do agree with the fourth point, but do you believe that we should accept religious schools that don't even accept other religions into their school, into their society?
Okay, thank you. It's another good question. Any points over here? Yes, please.
I don't believe that faith schools are forceful. I think that it's just about learning about different cultures, different religions. It's about accepting, because that is the main point of a lot of religions. Me being a Muslim, I believe that, our religion is tolerant of others. That's what I've been taught my entire life by not actually going to a faith school, but going to a mosque on every Sunday. I believe in tolerance, and that's what I feel that faith schools also believe.
Okay, thank you very much. And let's take one other comment before we come back to our colleagues. Gentleman at the back there, hold on for the microphone. Lovely, thank you.
Can I refute the point that you don't learn about other religions at faith schools because it's compulsory by the government that you learn about religions in religious education? So all faith schools have to teach that syllabus.
Okay, thank you. So we've got a couple of points here to talk about. Hermela and Myra, come up to the stage here, come up to the front of the podium. And Hermela, do you want to speak first and refute any of the comments you've made? Come stand at the front, and you can stand here.
A person from the audience said that they have a strong moral compass, and that doesn't necessarily come from religion. Well, situation ethics just teach one to do the most loving thing, and that does come from religion, because for you the most loving thing would be to be kind to people, to not kill because it's wrong. So part of religion is to do the most loving thing, so that's where really morality comes from, in my opinion. And there was another comment about faith schools faith schools teaching about other religions, and that is a requirement. So if you look at other non-faith schools, for example, it doesn't give people a voice from different religions to have a chance to teach people about their faiths. But faith schools really encourage people of different religions to really teach each other and learn from each other about what each person's beliefs are.
Okay, thank you. And Myra, how about picking up this lady's point about the fact that actually she feels that your point wasn't accurate? That actually you were saying that as a Muslim that other faiths are respected and taught about.
Well, yes, but the thing is, they are not taught about enough. They're not taught about as much as in non-religious schools. And non-religious schools do teach tolerance. Obviously, they teach the six main religions. And these non-faith schools, they have a variety of people from different faiths, whereas Christian and Catholic schools, and other faith schools, they only have students of that one faith mostly. People from other faiths, they feel kind of singled out because they don't fit into the environment because of their beliefs.
Okay, Hermela was disagreeing with you as you were speaking, so Hermela, come back.
I was disagreeing because as part of the sixth form of my Catholic school, we do have a few Muslim girls, and I've actually asked them, how does it feel being a Muslim in a Catholic school? And they're given an opportunity during form time to give presentations about their beliefs. and I sometimes question, why do you do this? Why do you do that? They enjoy people really being curious about their faith. And non-faith schools do not have a requirement to teach religion. However, faith schools do. So we do learn about different religions, and we do learn to be tolerant of people and accept the fact that they have different backgrounds, different beliefs.
Yes, but being a Muslim, going to a Catholic school, I am singled out because I am one of the only non-Christians going to this school, and we're not given a choice, like a chance to propose our views, and we feel as though we are kind of encased in this one religion, which we are only taught about. Like being there for 3 years, the only religion I've been taught about is Christianity. I haven't been taught about any other religion going to this school. Whereas in my prior non-Catholic, non-faith school, I had been taught about every single religion, and I was taught to love and respect all of them. However, in this Catholic school, we've only been taught about one religion, and we've been taught that this is one of the only religions, and that other religions are wrong, basically, because of the point of views of teachers and, like, say, the priests and stuff.
Okay. So, well, before you come back to you, I just want to get let's widen this out to bring some more people in from the audience, because I'm guessing the two of you have got very different experiences. Quite rightly, you're funneling those in, but I'm wondering about the experience of people from the audience here, their thoughts about it. So could I see some more hands up? I'd love to come to people I haven't come to first, and then I'll come back to the ones I haven't. So how about this gentleman here, and then the one at the back, and then we've got two over here.
Hiya. My friend who went to a faith school said that there was much more moral lessons taught in that school, and me, who didn't go to a faith school, thought that since there's so many religions that have been packed into the curriculum, that moral teachings have not been taught in much depth. What do you think of that, Myra?
Well, obviously going to a non-faith school and a faith school, like both secondary schools, I've been taught of moral codes in both of them, and these moral codes which you speak of, they are influenced just by society. They don't need to be taught. We have a tendency to believe in these. So,
okay, gentleman at the back.
I went to a faith school for quite a few years of my early life, and afterwards, because I moved house to a different area, I had to move schools. And one of the drastic changes for me is I was going from a Catholic school to a multi-faith school. And one of the things I actually found out is that the Roman Catholic school that I went to wouldn't teach religious education until year 6. So I was too young to actually realise that there were other faiths.
Okay, thank you. We've got a couple of people on this side who haven't spoken yet. So can I get those? I think there's a lady at the back had her hand up. Yep. So stand up.
I attend a Church of England school, and I feel that I'm able to voice my opinions as a Muslim, and I don't feel like the Christian teachings that are embedded in my school's curriculum make me feel like I don't have like a chance to voice my opinions, and I feel like it encourages me to learn the best I can, and having that religious kind of motivation helps me enough. I think that it is relevant in a secular society.
Thank you. And there was somebody else on this side who hasn't spoken, who had their hand up, and this lady here, and then we've got another couple of points to make.
I was lucky enough to be able to go to both a faith school and a non-faith school, and I found that within the faith school we was encouraged to learn about other religions as well as the Catholic religion. So I think that maybe the problem isn't the faith schools in general. It might just be the particular schools that a person might go to and their teachings that they choose to teach their children.
Okay, thank you. We've got two other points on this side. Let's take those before we come back to the two speakers. So these two gentlemen who've already spoken, let's have them again.
Hey, personally, since nursery, I've been in a non-faith primary school, and we learnt a lot more about other faiths than we did in my now Catholic secondary school. Personally, I come from a very multi-faith family. My mother's pagan, my dad's atheist, my uncles and aunties are mostly Catholic. And I think in faith schools, you learn about certain religions more than others. So you don't really get that in-depth learning and point of view of other people. So what would you say about that?
Let's just take the final point and then we'll come back to our two main speakers for their summation.
You say that non-faith schools will teach you about more religions, but I really wouldn't say that's the case. I've been to non-faith schools my entire life, and year 7 and 8 we got a brief grounding in the main 6 religions, but after that, after GCSE options, we're taught to mainly focus on Christianity and Islamic points of view, as well as our own opinions. So we are asked to narrow that down to 2 religions. We don't even get the choice. It is, as national curriculum demands, 2 religious points is like the maximum is what expected in an exam.
Okay.
And we don't learn about anything to do with like agnosticism, atheism or paganism. Anything else that isn't one of the main 6 is discluded from the curriculum.
Okay. Thank you very much. We've had some really interesting comments and thoughts and contributions there. I'm going to ask you both now to do a final summation, an argument for or against, taking in perhaps and answering some of the points you've just heard. So Hermela, do you want to go first? Come to the podium and give us your final argument why it's still relevant.
So having considered all the points made, I think faith schools really stimulate a curious mind on religion. So perhaps if your school only teaches about Islam and Christianity, and you want to learn about other faiths and other beliefs, it will really encourage you to go out and do extra research for yourself. It doesn't really have to be taught in schools. And I think the real question is not about having the opportunity to be given a voice about your own religion. It's about, asking whether if you go to a faith school, asking, can I talk about my religion? Seek out that opportunity to be able to voice your own beliefs in your school. And faith schools really do give you that curious mind to learn about the religion of the school as well as other religions and other beliefs.
Okay, thank you, Hermela. And finally, Myra, your final proposition on this.
I feel that Catholics or any faith schools, they focus on these religions. Having obviously doing my GCSEs, we only learn about Christianity. We don't do any other religion, or not even atheism or agnosticism. We only learn about this one religion, and it doesn't open up doors to other beliefs in other religions, which this society holds, as it is a multicultural country, and we have people all across the world. We have Muslims, Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists, Jews. We have a variety of these different religions. However, these faith schools, they are not as well adapted as non-faith schools to teach these other religions and in as depth as other faith schools, as non-faith schools do. And also about the moral code, like knowing like not to kill and stuff. These things are in the law, which means that like people follow them, and even like people who don't have a law, people like from like Asian and African tribes who haven't had contacts with the Western world or other people, they believe that there isn't that like killing and lying and cheating, they're wrong, and it doesn't, you don't need a religion to follow to believe them.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's thank our two speakers. Fantastically argued. Well done. Have a seat. Have a seat. Well, who won you over? Did you come in thinking one thing and perhaps you thought something else? Has it perhaps made you agree more clearly with the thoughts you came in with? Well, in a way, what we all think doesn't matter, because we have a judge in our midst who's going to decide which was the strongest of the two arguments. We had some fantastic comments being made there and really well picked up, if I may say, from the audience. But can I now bring Craig from Uprising forward? He's been sitting quietly at the back, making mental notes. So come on forward, Craig. Let's give him a microphone, please. and he's going to judge which of the two propositions has won the day. Craig.
Thank you, Diane. Good morning, everyone. Wow, what a job. I am genuinely torn. Really convincing arguments on both sides. Team Birmingham and Team Coventry, I think you both spoke with conviction. I think you were both really passionate. Team Birmingham in particular, I thought you made your points in a really eloquent and articulate way. Team Coventry, I thought there was some real passion, certainly towards the end, in your points. I genuinely am torn, which is why I'm rambling here. So I think
Decision time though, Craig.
Decision time. So I think ultimately, for me, the key part of the question was about the role that faith schools play in an increasingly secular society. And there were lots of discussions around, the roles of faith school and whether they should be doing more or shouldn't be doing more. But I think the key thing for me was the idea of the role it plays in a secular society. And I feel for me, Team Birmingham addressed that more. So I'm going to award you with the win.
In Birmingham. Okay, so Birmingham wins the day for now. We've got more debates to host, but from this particular debate, thanks very much to Myra, thanks to Hermela, thank you to yourselves for your contributions, and we'll be back again shortly for another Speak for Yourself debate.